All right. All right, let's see what we got. Normal latency. Okay, let's go ahead and live stream this and see. Okay. Let's start the live stream. See if it works. If not, it's pretty broken. All right, let's go ahead and go to scene 3. Go ahead and talk about this. I don't know if I'm going to discuss this or not, but let's see. There's been some drama, so I'm going to go ahead and try to begin the show. So how's it going, everybody? I haven't been on lately. I'm sorry if I haven't been active. I've been so busy with work and stressing over a lot of things, and I've been trying to deal with a lot of things that are happening. So tonight I'm going to go ahead and discuss some things about what's going on, and I'm not going to be blatantly so here's what's going on right now, guys. This has been happening lately. I think most people are having these discussions, and I know most people are talking about this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play a video by YouTuber known as Rev Says Desu. Most people are talking about this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play a video by YouTuber known as Rev Says Desu. Most people are talking about this. Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to play this video.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here. Today we're going to be talking about some serious drama Nux Taku has recently found himself in. But unlike his previous drama, this time his actions are just disappointing, and I refuse to defend him. So when it comes to videos like this involving fellow content creators, especially those I share an audience with, I'm normally very hesitant to make them. And while I have no problem with someone watching this video and continuing to watch Nux Taku, I know there are a lot of people who are going to watch this and be very disappointed by what I'm about to share with you because it might change how you view him. In a nutshell, Nux came out as a run-of-the-mill anti. Yesterday, he made a series of tweets calling lolicons and those who defend it, you guessed it, pedos. Now, I'm sure that comes as a complete shock to those who are familiar with his content. After all, he has used and profited from Lolly and Lolicon for his thumbnails, his content, even forming his friendships and connections. Worse yet, this morning he tried to backpedal on everything and claim it was just a prank, bro. But I will show you, without a shadow of a doubt, that what he said yesterday represents his complete switch up. His attempt to appease the VTuber community he has desperately tried to appeal to that has rendered him as one of the biggest hypocrites on the subject I have ever seen. So without further ado, let's look at Nux Taku, the lolicon who cried pedo. So the drama began with this post he made yesterday. It states, "Nothing as beautiful as friendships forged in making fun of pedos." And of course, it contains a screenshot of his interaction with Mutahar, where he says, "A dark day for cupcake enthusiasts," which is a reference to pedophiles, EDP in particular, where he has a screenshot of the news where Lolly and Lolicon related hashtags have been banned on Twitter. Now, this is something that I spent a great deal talking about yesterday. In a nutshell, the Lolly hashtag has been banned on Twitter, and much to some people's surprise, it is something I support because over the years, despite this term being shadow banned on Twitter, actual pedophiles have hijacked this term and abused this hashtag to seek out real-life children and exploit them sexually. Now, these aren't anime fans, they're not even lolicons, they're just people who unironically believe that the term lolly means an actual child, which is something that antis have been slinging around for a long time. Seeing this whole interaction, many people were angry, as you can see by the number of quote retweets. They couldn't believe the guy who has used lolly-related content in his thumbnails, videos, and the same guy who has openly befriended lolicons followed and praised lolicons on Twitter could be making such a statement under glaring hypocrisy. But when I saw Nux's tweet, I played devil's advocate. I consider the fact that maybe Nux is playing 5D chess and trolling all of us by making his reference not to lolly enjoyers, but instead to the actual predators who are abusing the hashtag thinking it was a slang for real-life children. Well, even my optimism was crushed as clips of Nux being an anti were shared in the replies and quote retweets and sent to my DMs by concerned viewers. There are many clips I can share, but let's start with this one before we go through the plethora of examples showing Nux Taku incorporating into his content and profiting from Lolly and Lolicon. Oh, and for context, this clip is a reference to a VTuber who was dogpiled and harassed by hundreds of her peers for posting a Lolly Smasher Pass tier list.
Met with countless VTubers and Twitter users bashing this person, saying, "It's been a minute since I've said this."
Bro, could you imagine? You make a tweet that essentially just gathers all of the pedos on the platform in one place. This is an Elon Musk sleeper agent, okay? A lot of you think that he's a weirdo. No. It's an Elon Musk sleeper agent gathering data on who that they should take out back and break their legs.
And I'm gonna say this now and get it out of the way. If this is what you're into, please leave my community.
Yeah, well, kind of makes sense, I guess. That's really cringe, and this lolly thing is wacky. We keep going.
Well, if we're breaking the legs of lolicons, you should probably start getting yourself fitted for a cast, little bro, because they're coming after you next. Like, it's obvious hypocrisy here, and he's gonna say, like, oh, this is a joke. Like, what's the joke? What's the punchline here? That you're gonna break people's legs over fictional content? The same fictional content you consume, by the way. Like, maybe I don't get your turbo obvious humor, hypocrisy, but I don't think anything about this is funny. I think they're being serious.
Bro,
this is buried like 20 minutes into a random video. Like, it's a little bit weird. And looking at his thumbnails and video ideas, I don't need to go through and explain all these. You can see for yourself. This is just a snapshot of what is dozens of videos containing Lolly and Lolicon either in the thumbnail or in the title, or basically the entire video revolves around the concept. He even has videos where he's showing this content to other YouTubers. So if he thinks this is so dangerous and gross, like, he's obviously full of shit here, okay? So I want to mention here, this is the point of the video. Normally I would go, yo, your Twitter likes are public, and do that whole bit where I show his public Twitter likes. In this case, some of the lewd lolly stuff involves some VTubers that either A, I'm friends with and I don't want to drag them into this, or B, they're people who have already publicly stated that they don't want to be a part of this drama, and I'm going to respect that. So you're just going to have to take my word for it that there are multiple images of lewd lolly VTubers in his likes from very recently as well. So take that from me. But you can say that while I have respect for those creators and their privacy, and I don't want to lump them into drama, but as for me, you follow me. Like, I'm not going to also show our DMs. Like, you have said you enjoy my content. You have said that you like what I do, and you've asked me to be on your stream multiple times, and yet you're saying these things. Like, how could you possibly follow me? It's really weird. But nonetheless, I'm going to show you another clip just to really spike the football here. Let it play.
And of course, there are also your pedophiles and all that.
Oh, well, you kind of glossed over that. What do you mean by that?
Well, you got people that the lolly debate is really huge in the VTuber scene. Like, you got lolly VTubers, you got VTubers that talk about liking lollies, you got Discord servers of VTubers that are liking lollies and stuff, and the claim is, well, you know, she's a 3,000-year-old vampire that looks like a 12-year-old girl. It's too volatile. I wouldn't want to touch that with a 6-foot pole.
So in case you didn't catch that, there was actually Moist Critical, aka Charlie, in the background of that video, which I think is pretty funny. His views on this is pretty wishy-washy in the videos that he appears in with Nux, but I think there's one clip in particular that really speaks to where Charlie stands in this whole thing.
And for some fucking reason, Twitter being the cesspool that it is somehow brings anime into this, talking about, well, why is cutie such a big deal when anime has kids being sexualized? Well, first of all, anime is fake. those like children lolly things, those fucking 900-year-old vampires that look like they're 4 years old, the little cum demons that have existed for 2 millennia, but they look like a 6-year-old, those aren't real people. They are animated fake things.
So obviously it's pretty funny to compare these two takes that somehow strangely both bring up this whole 5,000-year-old whatever, which again, like I kind of hinted at, nobody actually says that, by the way. I have not heard that defense unironically used in a long, long time. But nonetheless, there is one more clip I want to play. It is a clip from Nux's and Some Ordinary Gamers podcast.
I said this in my video for a long time, that they're not real, and people continue to ignore that argument. They're not real characters. And people continue to harass cosplayers, harass VTubers, harass people who are into this type of content. And keep this in mind, I don't think a lot of them are what Nux describes them as. At times, I don't try to go into that territory with that type of accusation unless it's proven otherwise. I know that I make mistakes, because even I admit that I make mistakes accusing people of certain things, and sometimes it turns out I'm always wrong. Now, keep in mind, I have nothing against that type of community, but I understand that type of community I stay away from sometimes, because I understand that that's the type of community that tries to, put out content. And keep this in mind, I have nothing against this type of content, but I understand that there are people out there that like this type of content and are streaming in this type of content. So tonight I'm going to go ahead and discuss this, because I understand that some people want to discuss some things, and I don't really want to, attack people over this stuff, because this is something that needs to be addressed on certain levels of how far can you go. Now, I know that there's some people on YouTube that do this type of stuff, that talk about this type of stuff. Because I understand there's a situation with a lot of things. I was sexually abused as a child, and I don't think lolly porn is child porn, so it can't be. If you think it is, then you really are the real ones hurting kids who are sexually abused adults. Now, I don't go into this because I understand that some people have this problem discussing this because of the fact that, okay, not surprising that Diet Vosh would defend the exploitation of children while calling people, including victims of abuse, pedos, over fictional content, which is true. Because a lot of the stuff that they do, it's not even psychological deflection or projection. It's clearly their conscious tactic at this point. Now, I'm just going to say this because of the fact that there's been some discussions about how far is it that they're trying to do the whole lolicon thing. I personally don't consume this type of content. I do admit I did watch a few animes that have this type of content, but I don't see any sexualization in that content. I know that most people try to call it sexualization of children in that in a certain anime called Spy X Family, or Spy Times Family, which is kind of what it is. That's probably what the X means. Now, this has been coming up a lot lately because of the fact that they have to come up with a conspiracy, and I even discussed this a long time ago about this, because a lot of people tend to go into this issue about whether or not this is child porn, whether or not this is sexualization of children. the thing is, these characters are not real. They're fictional. And yet people can't seem to discern the difference between reality and fiction anymore. They assume that this is real, and therefore it's promoting this type of behavior. There are people that do cross this line, and I will admit this, but at the same time, there are people out there that don't cross that line, and I know that some of them, are into this type of content, and they know the difference between reality and fiction. It's just that this has become one of those discussions, and it's like, wow, bro. It's like, this is the meme that people literally are pointing out. Bro, you know what? I may be a groomer, but at least I don't watch anime. And this is kind of the thing that people are doing to a lot of people, accusing people of pedophilia or something like that. And it's kind of the thing that most people have to understand in that discussion of what it is, what is and what is not. And they're trying to define it as that. And I kind of see the problem with a lot of the anime fans these days, especially with what you see and what they consume. Most of the people, that are into animes these days are mostly like if you look up the statistics of what people are into, let's look it up. I hate doing this, but let's look up my anime list, for example. And I'll look up some animes. Like, people are into Chainsaw Man. People are into Spy X Family. Most people are into Mob Psycho 100. Most people like Boku no, which is like the bigger tier list of animes that people are into. Blue Lock, Bleach, Yuzaki-chan. Like, I know there's a lot of them. Kanji Jitsu. I need to watch. Oh, the Emeralds of Shadow. That's another one. Bocchi the Rock. I think I know what this one is. It's Tensei Shakaraken Decha is basically the reincarnated sword. I believe that's what it's called. And there's another one called Fumu Ujuju Kumo Mami. And I could clearly see some are into kid stuff, some are into fantasy stuff. I know Akibari Maid Senso is kind of a good one. I actually like it. It's not an adult anime. Kido Senshi. Let's see. The Witch from Mercury is Kido Senshi Witch from Mercury, or Mobile Suit Gundam Witch from Mercury. That actually does have some popularity. Admittedly, it's actually a really good story. I know most people are not into certain isekai lately. I don't know why. Because it's kind of weird how a lot of people still like I'm surprised. Like, there are certain animes that people are into, and there's certain animes that are not really, popular per se in this instance. Like people still like Detective Conan series. Like, and it's on Netflix, and it gets like a lot of stuff. And Shugochara? Digichara? Okay, Digichara is another one. That's like a cutesy anime. And Megaton Musashi. I know most people are into Naruto. And Crayon-chan, like, that's another one. And I actually do like this series because it's actually freaking hilarious. My Uncle from Another World was another one that's a good one. And I don't know why they... Like, I know there was, like, one big review about that one. Like, people were just mocking, like, the hate review for it. But at the same time, it's pretty bad. Like, I really hate that one. But are you tired of generic... Are you tired of the good-looking MCs? Are you tired of fantasy esquire romance story? Are you looking for something different? Then you should watch this anime. Like, I do watch this anime, and it's actually really good isekai anime. I probably should try to do some, like... Oh, they got a Violet Evergreen Recollection. Okay, that's a good one I'm going to probably watch. Jesus. I'm just kind of out of options here. I know most people don't find this stuff entertaining. It's just kind of like boring. Yeah, keep in mind, let's see. Currently airing. Yeah, I need to watch the Emirates of Shadow, because the guy's just trying to write himself into the story. And Chainsaw Man, those are like the most popular ones that they have. And a lot of people are getting into this stuff, and it's kind of funny. Like, most of it is teenage stories, some of it's adult content stories. But I don't know why people get so worked up about the characters that are not real, and then get upset about the fact that they're being portrayed as sexual objects in a story. Keep in mind, I get the anger behind it, but at the same time, you cannot go after people over this. Now, I realize a lot of people don't like what I have to say about certain things, and sometimes my opinion gets ignored a lot, because because a lot of people say, okay, this guy's an idiot, don't bother listening to him, which is their right to do. But at the same time, you know, when you get people that get upset over Anya, like, for example, I'm going to show you this main character right here, who refers to herself in third person. She always says she kind of says Anya this, Anya that in third person, referring to herself, and then tries to, you know, get involved with family activities, and also trying to learn how to pass her grade in school, trying to go into an all-elite school in order to get involved with spying on a certain thing, because her adopted father's a spy, and her adopted mother is an elite assassin. And it's kind of funny how Spy X Family is. It's like, I understand she's trying to retire from being an assassin, and he's a spy who's trying to play a psychologist, and it's freaking funny. But, you know, the story is actually pretty wholesome. It's not as bad as most people make it out to be. I think the problem that people have with this is that there are people out there that get a little bit antsy about this little girl character and assume that we're sexualizing this character in a weird conspiracy sort of way concerning about these issues. And I really don't have a problem with Anya, because I understand Anya is like trying to be Anya, and she kind of refers to herself in third person as Anya. And it's kind of how it is with her. Like, she has the ability to read minds and try to figure out ways to do what she can to make her her adopted father happy enough to, because of the fact that he's a spy and wants her to spy on the whole thing and listen to her what she has to say. Like, this is the whole thing about this series, and people are thinking that, oh, we're sexualizing this character. Here's another one, Dragon Maid. Like, Koyabashi's Dragon Maid, which a lot of people like get upset about. And I actually watched it, the shorts for this. It was actually pretty good. Like, they're not trying to, I understand the issue behind it. Like, a lot of the characters are a certain age group. And it's like, and yes, the cutesy anime girl. But when you watch this series, it's, sure, there's a lot of sexualization, but it's not as bad as most people make it out to be. It's basically a comedy. And I can understand the Dragon Miss Koyabashi Dragon Maid may be a little bit too sexualization, but it's freaking hilarious. And I don't think any of it's bad. I just think that the problem that most people have with it is just the certain characters' ages and the way they look. And the way they portray themselves as characters. They don't... And it's kind of weird, though. Like, I don't have a problem with Miss Koyabashi Dragon Maid. That's a thing. Like, but they kind of go off on Miss Koyabashi Dragon Maid all the time. I know Anime News Network went off on it, and I didn't really have a problem with it. I actually mocked their review because I know a lot of the writers tend to pretend they like anime, but really they just want to go to New York Times. That's kind of how I see them, because they just don't really like the content and what it represents. And it's like, I don't really think you guys get the concept. It's anime. What do you expect? It's going to have those things. It's Japan. And yeah, that's kind of what it is. So how's it going? Hey John, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Right now I'm just busy trying to do some things. I'm sorry if I haven't been able to discuss a lot of things. It's just, there's been a lot of discussions about they're banning the word lolly on Twitter, in case you're wondering. I understand that this content has been discussed a lot. So I'm just trying to bring up this issue because a lot of people are talking about this. And I'm trying to discuss this issue nicely as possible. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and update this for a moment and try to at least, because I don't know why they keep updating. Alright, let's go ahead and continue. So, right now I'm on Discord. I'm just trying to get my friends on to maybe get on board with me about certain things. I understand that there's been some major issues that are happening within the anime community right now on Twitter. There's been some details of what's going on. Now, recently, people are talking about Ichiru Mizuki. For those that don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. He made some really good intros and ending songs for openings for anime and also Kamen Rider shows, and this is him. So Kino kind of restored one of the intros. I wish I could play this, but Japan will ban me for it. But I will link it down below for you guys to check out because he sang this song. And I'm going to go ahead and link it on the Twitter chat here so that people can go ahead and watch and check out. Because for those who don't know, he actually sang the Captain Harlock opening. Ichiro Mizuki has passed away. For those who don't know, it's sad to hear that he had passed away from those days. And of course, this is kind of what happened. He had sang some really good songs. Let me go ahead and look up Ichiro Mizuki for you guys. Mizuki, who, yeah, he's known in the Kamen Rider fan base, and he had sang a lot of songs. He had sang Magaziner Z. He sang Devilman no Ota, Kamen Rider theme thing. He also did Hiro. Like he did the cat. For those who don't know, he did the opening song for One Punch Man, the first one. The Hiro. That is what they pronounce it. The power is it. Like Hiro. Like that's him. He recently passed away, and it's sad to hear that he passed away. Like he had sang for decades, man. He sang a lot of themes for decades. He has continued to do so. And if you can't, because it's sad to hear that he passed away. So yeah, that's what's going on. Yep, and I'm gonna probably get burnt for this one. Yeah, and it's sad though because he sang the song Hiro. Yeah, it's sad because hearing that Ichiro Mizuki, who sang the One Punch theme song, passed away. It's sad to hear that. Because he did the Captain Harlock soundtrack. He did a lot. He did like Combatter theme. He did the Dark Savior song Olympia. He did a lot of other songs too. Like he did his solo. Like he had a really big career. Like he did the Magaziner Z theme, and it's sad to hear. Like he even did Kamen Rider shows. Like, there's a long list of, like, this guy has a long list career. Super Sentai series. Like, this guy sang more songs over the decades of TV and anime shows. Like, it's sad to hear that he passed away. Like, this guy has a long list of theme songs. And he died at age 74. And all the themes he did was Jujutsu Senshi Sempion. Like, this guy had a long, like, he had done songs for a lot of animes and Sentai shows and Kamen Rider. Like, this guy has been around for a long time. Ichiro Mizuki. Like, this guy basically done a lot. Like, he did the Kamen Rider songs, Kamen Rider V3, Kamen Rider X, Kamen Rider Stronger, Kamen Rider Strider, Kamen Rider Super 1, Kamen Rider Black RX. Like, this guy, no joke, he even did Metal Heroes. Like, my God, he did Metal Heroes. Like, this guy did themes for Metal Hero. Like, and it's sad to hear that he passed away. Because that's what he's known for. And he did like mecha shows, you name it. Like, he did RX. He did RX Black theme song. And it's sad. It's sad to hear that he passed away. It's sad that he passed away on that one. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. And I'm going to miss it. We're going to miss him as a very talented singer who's sang a lot of really good themes. And he died of lung cancer, according to sources, at age 74. He didn't die of old age, he died of lung cancer. So that's kind of what's going on. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and continue on. I know that I haven't been able to discuss anything really cool. I know most people are kind of excited about other news that happened. Twitter. Let's see what's on the news. Let's see what's on the news right now. Because I know that they're going to try to... Miyazaki's planning to return. Yeah, Hideo Miyazaki, Hayao kind of decided to come back with another anime movie that he's planning to do. And everyone's talking about it, and it's going to be in theaters. There's some criticisms that I heard about, and I really don't want to talk about those things because those things were kind of weird. SS Gridman TV anime, each completion film before Gridman Universe film opens. Okay, so they're going to make another Gridman anime. So they're going to make another movie out of the Gridman anime. It's wrong to try to pick up girls in Dungeons anime. New arc reveals video promo opening theme artist. And also in other news, Sonic Frontier game sales across 2.4 million copies. Okay, good. Seems like it proves that it deserved an award. So that's kind of what's going on. Oh, God. And here's some bad news, guys. I'm going to go ahead and bring up, because I don't really approve this idea. Netflix to produce Hollywood live-action My Hero Academia film with writer Joby Harold. So... Joby Harold, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Army of the Dead, Up-and-Coming Transformers, Rise of the Beast, and Godzilla and the Titans writing the screenplay. So, they're making a live-action My Hero Academia. I'm not joking. This is what's going on. Dragon Ball Super from... Okay, Fairy Tail. Okay. So, a lot of people are kind of disappointed about this idea of a Netflix adaptation to My Hero Academia. I'm going to probably have to get... please, Japan, shorten the stocks on Netflix. Please. Please, for the love of God. It will save you the horror of watching another bad live action adaptation to an anime. For Christ's sakes, please God, don't let them do it. They're gonna make a My Hero Academia. Please, Japan, for the love of God, shorten the stocks on Netflix, please. Destroy them, please. I'm gonna have to bet on this whole thing because right now, because of the fact that they tried to do a Cowboy Bebop adaptation, and I really did not like it. It turned into a freaking joke, and I could not stand it. It was that bad. And right now, they're gonna make a Netflix adaptation to this. Oh my God. I really don't like this. I really don't. Like, I'm not kidding. They are making... This is according to Anime News Network. I am not on board on this one. I don't know who Jobby Harold is, but I will say this. If he's the writer of the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, I'm not down with it. Period. I'm sorry. Because if they're gonna make a live action adaptation of a franchise anime, good luck. Because this is kind of this anime that the first 13 episode season premiered in April 2016 with 25 second season. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy at all about this. Today, Bennett's birthday. She voiced Kale in the Dragon Ball Super and Froch in Fairy Tail. Oh boy. I don't know, man. I'm gonna try to at least figure out something here. Because this is ridiculous. Because I'm just trying to figure out what to do because this is ridiculous enough. Assassin Anime Buddy Daddies reveals a chapter promo of the video. I'm going to check this out to see how it is. Let's see. Wild Hearts. Transform reactivate. Splash damage develops Transformers reactivate game. Great. Another bad... Man, they're going to do another hiatus on the Gundam Thunderbolt. They need to complete that series. High Dive, some temporary unavailable series expected. Okay, so... I guess I better go ahead and get into the news about this whole situation with High Dive. because everyone's been talking about this. Some transparency, unavailable series expected to return to High Dive in early 2023. Revealed in anime due to regular ongoing curation of its library. Some series such as Amiga Brilliant Park and Digi-chan, Chara are temporarily unavailable. Its unexpected return to High Dive early 2023. High Dive did not list all the anime series missing when it removed them. AMC's network acquired Sentai Holdings LLC, including Sentai Filmworks High Dive streaming service in January. Acquisitions include the members' interest in Cool Japan Fund Inc., publicly private Japanese investment fund. AMC Networks Christina Spade stepped down on November 28th after less than 3 months in the role. The company is planning to lay off about 20%, which I think I discussed this a while back. Employees due to subscribers lost from cancellation of cable bundles in favor for streaming services. According to the company, the streaming service such as AMC Plus has not offset the cost of cable cutting. Sentai Filmworks, a global supplier of anime and official merchandise. The company brands including the High Dive streaming service Sentai Filmworks, Anime News Network Cable, Video on Demand TV, Sentai Film Studios. Sentai Filmworks licensed numerous animes including Made in the Abyss, Akemi no Kill la Kill, Fold Wars, Shogoden no Soma, Parasite, In the Maximum, which is kind of what's going on. So the source comes from an email correspondence. Now, what's going on? Well, AMC who owns High Dive, has recently lost. I'm assuming they don't have the money to stream or license a lot of the stuff, and they decided to terminate a lot of the stuff. So they may or may not, unless they have the money to do it. Right now, they are cutting off employment of their employees due to the loss of cutting the cable. And like I remembered, someone had said this, I think it was Clownfish, that there is a failure in cutting the cable now. There's no way that they're going to make a lot of money off of it. Like, people stopped it, people unsubscribed to High Dive, people unsubscribed to Netflix, people are unsubscribing to Amazon, basically a lot of them just binge watch a show and then they just get off of it. Which is what a lot of people do. And considering what is going on, they're trying to increase the price. I know Netflix has been trying to increase the price on this. High Dive is staying on a certain amount to where people can afford it and watch anime. Crunchyroll right now is owned by Sony, and from what I understand, Disney Plus is possibly doing the whole advertising and also advertising anime. Advertising shows, also the fact that they're trying to get ad revenue through advertisement. And the problem is right now, they're trying to a different business model. I know Netflix is attempting this. I know Amazon's doing this to advertise stuff on their streaming platforms. Because cable isn't really doing so well. People are cutting cable, but as for example, I do have cable, but I have basic cable. I usually just watch sports. That's basically what I do. But as for TV shows, I usually watch wrestling. But the problem that most people have to understand, like, they're paying a certain amount of people. They're paying certain networks like a certain amount, and they make billions of dollars off of it.
but it's based on how many people are consuming it by basically paying the cable company money. Now, the situation with High Dive right now, with the whole situation with AMC cutting, I think it's mostly to cut the cost so that they could make money. But the problem is that High Dive, as a streaming service, is trying to compete against Crunchyroll because of the fact that they have some content. I know they have Akibara Maid Wars, which is actually a really good show, and I really do like it because it's actually entertaining. But at the same time, they don't have like Bleach. They don't have like the hard-hitting animes like My Hero Academia. They only have they only have Made in the Abyss, which I'm pretty sure people like to watch, but they prefer to watch it on Amazon. Now, AMC right now has to figure out a way to have an audience that could gravitate towards the anime, but at the same time, they're not making much money off of this, and that's the situation right now. Most people prefer to binge watch a show and then just cut it off. That's what's going on, because they don't have a lot of content and they have to wait like 6 months for that content to come out, so they'd rather not pay it. So pretty much that's what's going on. As much as I hate to admit it, that's what's happening. Because it's a temporary fix for a temporary to make money situation with a lot of streaming platforms. I know Netflix is trying to attract people with anime. I know Amazon's trying to do it. I know a lot of other companies. I know Tubi has been attracting people, and it's a free one. And they actually have like a lot of like Sentai and also Kamen Rider shows, which I like, I have to admit. But it's not gonna do much. And I hate to say it, like, that's what's going on. So anyways, I'm not going to say much about it. That's what's going on in the anime world right now. I know most people don't like what I have to say about this stuff, because it's kind of funny that I have to bring up about the whole lolly situation. Now, I understand that Twitter is banning the word lolly because they don't want a certain element that is what you might call pedophiles on the or C-peers, because that's what they fear that this would attract children. Now, that's the other side of the argument that people are bringing up about this, because of the fact that they fear that this would exploit children. But I found out the reason why people don't bring up the whole Elon Musk situation about what was going on, why Elon is acting like this on Twitter, and you find out the reason why. It's over the fact Elon has a kid, and this kid happens to be a trans girl. And what happened was, to my understanding, you have to understand the situation. Back in, the daughter files to change last name, no longer wants to be related to him. One of Elon Musk's children wants nothing to do with him and has filed a legal doc to drop his famous last name. In fact, she's changing her full name, legally declaring her gender identity. Documents were filed in LA County by Xavier Musk. And I hate to say that word, but unfortunately, this is what happened. The least that was the name she was given, Vivian Jillian Watts Wilson. Having turned 18 in April, she wants her name to be. Okay, that's the thing. In the document, she says she wants to be recognized as a female, but the name change isn't just about her transitioning. There's clearly a rift with dear old dad. Vivian's list her reasons for the name change: gender identity and the fact that I no longer live with or wish to be related to my biological father in any way, shape, or form. Now, this is what happened. You remember that infamous tweet? I absolutely support trans, but all these pronouns are an ethnometic nightmare. Pronouns suck. Now, people brought this up a long time ago. Neither Elon nor Vivian has previously said anything public about their relationship or her transition. Interesting though, back in December 2020, Elon tweeted that he supports the transgender community, but added that all these pronouns are aesthetic nightmare. Now, Vivian's twin brother Griffin, with the last name Wilson, comes from their mother, Canadian author Justine Wilson, who married Elon Musk in 2028, and Vivian in the name change said Friday. Now, Elon, you have to understand, is bitter. Like one person on Twitter mentioned that he is doing Scorch Earth because of the fact that people don't bring up this issue. And I'm surprised this is the reason why Twitter is... Because of the fact why he's trying to do this, and why is because he feels that he doesn't want the same thing to happen to the way that his child has been treating him and disrespecting him. And I guess he wants to destroy the one thing that she loves the most, and I guess that's Lolly and and transgenderism. And yes, he really is bitter about this because his daughter doesn't want anything to do with him. So for a bitter man, he exacts his revenge against the so-called community that kind of really caused this rift between him and his daughter. So yeah, that's what's going on. And I'm not really mad about this. So I understand some people have been trying to bring up this stuff, thinking it's a crazy theory, but that's what's going on. That's probably why he doesn't like this idea of people. Yeah. So that's what's going to happen. Yeah, 2 more weeks till Christmas, and I hope to enjoy that Christmas weekend, hopefully. But right now, I'm broke. I'm just trying to find another job or possibly find another job. I don't know if they're going to let me do anything on the job. Other than that, Oh yeah, speaking of which, you heard about that Bill Clinton kid? There's an update about him.
Yeah, just leave it here.
Okay, we're gonna watch this, and you know what I mean?
That Clinton kid was hilarious what he did. And he's like pulling out his hair and everything.
Goosebump, I told you. All right. Game of the year winner is Elden Ring.
Okay, they got their awards. You know, that's one of my favorite games as well. This year, you know what I mean?
Right. So as you can see, they're congratulating people. In just a moment, you'll be able to see me walking. Right there, you can see me walking down the aisle.
And there's you.
Right, and you know, a lot of people are actually talking about that specifically, asking if this was premeditated, if I was planning to do this originally, and the answer is simply yes. You know, I was definitely planning on doing this, and I was anticipating God of War to win, so I set just behind them and not the Elden Ring From Software guys. But I was not nervous that I would fail, and when they won, I was ready to go.
Okay. I bet. I bet. He was ready to go. Security didn't stop you. Security seemed a little lax.
No, I'm congratulating them right there, saying.
So they're not even suspicious that your ass just came from nowhere.
No, I think you know, the Game Awards. They thought that I was with them, and they thought I was with the Game Awards.
Oh, okay. Have you done something like this before?
Yeah.
Want to talk about that time?
Right, you know, back in 2019, I think it was in October, there was another stunt I did, which was pretty viral. I did a little bait and switch with a t-shirt at a Clippers game, and you know, it went pretty big. The next month I did another stunt. It wasn't as big, but it was also pretty big. I was at another gaming convention, BlizzCon, and you know, I walked up when they were talking. I interrupted, and you know, I said that my message was to free Hong Kong. They said thank you, and then I moved on. This was obviously tougher consequences that they wanted. You know, they were not happy about it, but.
What happened there? Can you talk about it? Are you legally or you can't?
I'm not sure exactly what I can and can't say legally, but you know, Jeff Keighley tweeted. He's the owner of the Game Awards, and he tweeted that I was arrested. So he's probably a good source of information on that.
Yeah. So okay. I bet we're gonna finish watching this.
Right, you know, I'm right there congratulating.
Yeah. I see. You look like you got the same clothing they got.
Yeah, same stuff I'm wearing right now.
You got the J's on too. Wait, those Yays or J's?
Thank you so much. Yeezys.
Oh shit.
フロムソフトウェアのみんな、そしてパートナーであるバンダイナムコの皆さん、たくさんある協力会社の皆さん、そして素晴らしい神話を執筆してくれたジョージ・アーロン・マーティン氏、そんな素晴らしいですね。僕の尊敬するエルデンリングチームのみんなに。
Yeah, that kid crashed the Game Awards pretty well, and I gotta give him props for it because everyone was like, yeah, this show is BS on what happened with their gaming awards, because here's the thing, people voted for this stuff, and sadly they find out their votes are pointless, because a lot of the votes that you try to do on the gaming awards to vote for the best games, sadly, a lot of them don't get the awards. They just, you find out that it's just industry favorites that like these certain types of games. That it's just the game industry types that like these type of games. They don't give an award to Sonic the Hedgehog. They give an award to either God of War or some other one.
We have faced so many difficulties while developing this game, so as a director, I'm really relieved. And this might not be the light thing to say at the on occasion of the receiving the GOTY award, but I haven't made up my mind to create even more interesting games than this one.
Yeah, it's hilarious that that kid kind of did ruin. Let me go ahead and.
Speech.
Okay.
You know, in the beginning, I was over, I think, to what was my right side, maybe my left, I'm not sure, but you know, I kind of maneuvered myself a little bit into the middle because I was anticipating my speech.
Okay. All right, and I see you looking fresh. You're looking very fresh right here, my guy. Okay. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I pay this back, he looked like he was finna clock your shit. He looked like he was on your ass.
Right.
He looked like if you stay on this mic for like 3 more seconds, he on your ass.
You know, I think one of the main things with him is that, you know, he looked a little bit angry, a little bit frustrated. He probably didn't know the full extent of what was happening. You know, he probably was a little bit confused and angry, but
okay.
I think it would have went a lot different.
When's the last time you spoke to Bill?
You know, I actually haven't spoken to, you know, the Rabbi Bill Clinton myself, but I'm definitely looking forward. Maybe, I'm not sure how to make it happen, but I would love to speak with him.
I bet. I'll talk to my shadow government.
And finally, we would like to, you know, express our utmost gratitude to all the fans.
Here's the main moment.
You know, real quick, I want to thank everybody and say that I think I want to nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. Thank you, everybody.
Right, so, you know, I finished the speech. You can see that a lot of the people in the crowd were very happy. They were clapping. You can see a couple security usher me out of the stadium. That's the host, Jeff Keighley. You know, he didn't seem too pleased about it. But I think a lot of people would have been a little less angry if they had realized the full extent of what I said. A lot of people didn't pick it up because of my heavy accent. You know, I've actually, you know, there's clips of me from, you know, a year or two ago. I don't have this accent. A lot of people are wondering if it's fake. You know, I've been trying to vigorously develop this accent, you know, for the past couple hours now. So it's getting very deep. And I think that if we look at this, we can definitely see that it's not fake and it was a genuine message.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and it's like people don't realize that that kid basically ruined the show, but at the same time made it more entertaining for what it was worth. And I don't think that kid deserved to get arrested for that. That was like the best. That was like the best moment in the gaming awards show, and it didn't really. It didn't really matter because I know most people were upset about it, but we were all happy about it when we watched that whole clip of him. Like, even I was kind of watching the gaming awards, and I was kind of happy for the news for Armored Core, because Armored Core, because most of the mecha designs are designed by Shoji Kawamori, and I'm kind of excited about that. That's what I'm excited for. But I need to get a PlayStation 4, a 5 right now. But anyways, guys, I'm going to probably get off because right now it's kind of the situation right now. I know most people are trying to get on. I wish I could get my friends on, but they can only get on at a certain time. So anyways, thank you for watching. You guys take care. Have a good night. I'm out of here. Peace.